Good morning, dear students. Myself Purushottam Pathak. Today I will explain you the third chapter of Maths for Standard 7, that is data handling. In this chapter we will learn about collection of data, thereafter processing of data, and the uses of data for various purposes, to take decisions or various types of analysis also. First of all, what is this data? Before going to the data, one question may arise in your mind, that why to understand the data, why to learn the chapter data. See, for example, in practical life, in real life situations, what are the uses of data, that I am trying to explain you. See, consider that in our locality so many individuals are unemployed, and if government or any private agency wants to take a survey to find out what are the opportunities to be provided to the youths so that the problem of unemployed could be overcome, they go to survey the door to door and find out the number of peoples who are unemployed in the family. And if you think about the collection of those numerical figures, whatever has been collected from a locality, consider your locality, more than thousands families are there. If we go to thousands of families and collect the data, collect the numerical figures, the volume of the figures will be very high. Those numerical figures are known as data for the purpose of data handling, so that we could sort the data in particular table and take the various decisions accordingly. To understand the data, what is this data? A collection of numerical figures to derive some particular information. You will complete the definition by adding up are called data. Raw data, raw data raw data are the data in its original form. As you have collected the data in that form, it is raw data. Then observation. Each and every numerical value, each numerical value each numerical value of data is known as observation. You will complete yourself, only understand the things here. Thereafter it comes the tabulation of data. Once you get the data, before tabulation, understand the word range of data. Range is, assume a collection of data, a collection of numerical figure is given as data. Of course, amongst those collections, some of the values are counted amongst the highest, either one of them or some of them would be the highest, and some or one of them would be the lowest. The difference between the highest and the lowest. The difference between highest and lowest value of data is called range of data. After that, see what have I explained here so far. Data, raw data, observation, range. Now come to the tabulation of data. By the word it is clear what does the word tabulation mean. However, let us discuss about this once. Tabulation is arranging the data in a systematic manner. In a table is called tabulation of data. You will complete it, and thereafter, by the definition it is clear. We put the given data in table. Thereafter, we get the word frequency. What is this frequency? The number of times an observation occurs. That occurs is called frequency. You will complete it like this. See, once we got the data, in the data so many numbers are used repeatedly. The number of times one data, one observation is repeated in the given data is known as the frequency of the data. Thereafter, the last thing here I will explain you, that is tally marks. The tally marks, we represent the numerical figures or frequency. To represent the frequency only we use tally marks. How do we represent? If we need to write one, let me clarify it. 1 will be represented like this, 2 will be represented like this, 3 like this, 4 like this, but 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 diagonally. So this will represent 5. In this way we can represent 7 as 5, 2, 7, and 12 twice 5 and 2. Like this we will represent the frequency as tally marks. Now, after going through this much, we can solve the exercise 3.1. I am giving you the hints of some of the sums. I was trying to giving the hints of all the sums. Look at the one number sum, that is in the page number 62. You are asked to find out the range of any 10 students of your class. Consider ages of the students. Ages of the students. Assume that you ask the ages to your friends and they informed you as 13 years, 12 years, 14 years, 13 years, once again 14 years, once again 12 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me complete it here. One was once again 12 years, once again one of 14, once again 12, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Take one more student of one student is of 15 years age. Assume that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 10 students we have considered. To find out the range of data, range equal to highest value minus lowest value. Go for it. You can solve the highest. Which one is the highest? 15 minus lowest 12 equal to 3. In this way. Come to the second sum. In the second sum, marks of class test is given there and we need to prepare the table. As I had explained you, tabulation of data I will explain in the sum. How to represent the given data in table. First column will be marks. In the second column we will represent tally marks, and in the third column it is frequency. Right. Sum is 2 now. Page number was 62. Marks of the students. You can write here in the class test. Of the class test, whatever the statement is given there, you will write. Marks, tally marks and frequency. Go through the marks and how many times number 4 is being repeated. Count of the number of times. One thing more was to be done. Before arranging the data, if you go through the given data, we observe that some of the data are having higher values and some are having lower values. If we arrange them, so by making array of the data, you will write we get. By making array, what you get, you will arrange the data in ascending or descending order first. Thereafter you will conclude that how many times marks 1 is appearing there. Let me complete the chart here. One is appearing there once. Yeah. Let us go through 2. 2 is appearing there twice. What's about 3? 3 appeared there once. 4 appeared there, yeah, thrice. And so on. I can see 5 appeared here 5 times. Put the mark like this. In this way, you will complete the tally marks, as 6, 7 marks are also given there. Whatever the frequencies are, they are write up as tally marks, and these frequencies will be written in the numerical figures here as 1, this 2, this 1, this 3, this 5, and so on. In this way, you will put all the observations here and complete the table. This is tabulation of data. In this way, you will complete the sum. Come to the third sum thereafter. In the 3-number sum, it seems to be very simple because you are asked to find out the mean of first 5 whole numbers, and mean here is arithmetic mean. So mean of first 5 whole numbers equal to find out the mean, we will put the whole numbers 1, 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Have you got the 5? Divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As the number of observations are 5, we will divide it by 5. Now calculate it. 10 by 5, that is equal to 2. We got the mean of first 5. In this way, you can find out the mean. Similarly, in the 4-number sum, the score of the cricketer is given for the 8 innings. You need to find out the mean score. Only write out very simple statement. The mean score of the cricketer, as the runs are given there, 58 plus 76 plus whatever the runs are given there, complete this, and as you will get, there are 8 observations because player played in the 8 matches. You will divide it by 8. You will get the mean runs scored by the cricketer. Thereafter, it is 5-number sum. Look at the 5-number sum. Page number is 63 in this book. The chart is given there. A, B and C, all of them played. If you go through the chart thoroughly, the table represents that A played in the 4 games, B played in the 4 games, but C did not play in the 4 games. Team C played only in 3 games, did not play in the one of the rounds. Now let us take the decisions. The first question is asked that find the mean to determine A's average score. A's average score. To find out the A's average score, you will take the sum of runs scored by A, that is 14 plus 16 plus 10 plus 10 by 4. Calculate it. You will get the average score here, A's average score. The next question is asked how to find out the C's average score. To calculate the C's average score, C's average score will be C played only in 3 games, that is 8 plus 11 plus 13, and we will divide it by 3 only. In this way, the second part of the question is also asked there, that is, would you divide the total by 3 or 4? As C played only in 3 games, we will divide it by 3, and you have to write we will divide it by 5. Divide the total by 5. Oh, sorry. Divide the total by 3 here only. It is by 3, not 4. Next one is the third number. Be played in all the games. And how will you find the mean? I don't think that I need to explain the B's score. However, you will find out B's average score yourself. Take care. While finding it out, you will divide the sum by 4 only. I am giving you the hints. You will solve it completely yourself. And the last one, fourth part of the sum is who is the best performer. If you go through the averages of A, B and C, you will write whose performance is the best. That means whose average is the best. Who had got the best average? After calculating this much, you will observe that most probably A would be the best performer. Calculate it yourself. And if the average of A is highest, then A. Otherwise, whoever has got the highest average, he will be counted as the best performer. Now, come to the 6 number sum. Very similar to the previous one. In the previous one, data were represented in the tabular form, and here marks are only given there. We need to find out the highest. I don't think that to find out the highest you need my help, and lowest also. Highest marks you will write yourself. Lowest marks you will write yourself. Come to the second part. In the second part it is asked range of the marks. Range also you will find yourself. Highest minus lowest, the difference of both of them. And in the third part it is mean marks obtained by the group. Mean marks, that also I had already taught you how to find out. You will find yourself. This sum is so simple, I think. 7 number also. In the 7 number sum, the rainfall recorded. No, in the 7 number, not rainfall, it is the enrollments of the students. Number of students are given, and we need to find the mean enrollment of the students, as the number of the students are for 6 years it is given. So take the sum of all the 6 years and divide by 6, and you need to write up the statement only at the top. That will be mean enrollment of the students equal to, and calculate it. Take the sum of all the numbers and divide by 6. Do it yourself. Come to the 8 number sum. In the 8 number sum also, let me see what is given. Rainfall is given in millimeters, and you are asked find the range of rainfall. Range of rainfall you can find out yourself. Take care while finding out the range. The highest value given is 20.5 and the lowest given was 0.0. So don't get confused that why the range we have been getting here is 20.5. The range is 20.5 only. Don't need to mention the mm while taking the decisions. Come to the second part of the sum, mean rainfall. take the sum of all the 7 data and divide by sum of data and divide by 7. You will get the mean. Writing the language mean of the given data. In the third part also, on how many days was the rainfall less than the mean rainfall. Once you get the mean rainfall, thereafter you can calculate the number of days on which the rainfall was higher than that and do it yourself. And in the 8 number sum also, I don't think that any new thing is given there. So try to solve the entire exercise. In the 9 number also, yourself. And in the next class, I will explain the next exercise. Thank you very much.